Welcome to the Dream 100 Show, the epicenter of influence, collaboration, and exponential growth. You're about to discover the power of relationships. Dream 100 relationships. And you're one relationship away from a totally different business and life. This is your host, Michael Tesner.
Here's exactly what I would do if I had to grow my business in the next 3 to 5 days. In today's episode of the Dream 100 Show, I want to take a little bit of a detour. I understand that some businesses, depending on what industry you're in, are not having their best start to the year. I can tell you that at my marketing agency, we're not having the best start to our year either. And I sat down last week, and we have kind of the vision for the remainder of the year, and we actually have a 3-year vision. I've talked a lot about this in various episodes of having a painted picture or a vivid vision document. You're casting that, what does the next 3 years look like? But then I started asking my team, what do we need to do today? What do we need to do in the next hour to start to get some business? Like, what needs to happen? If we had a gun to our head and we had to make some things happen right now, what is the exact strategies that we would start to deploy? Now, as you know, the Dream 100 is not a short-term, you're going to get money, you're going to get revenue, you're going to get a relationship immediately. It is a longer-term play where you're giving, similar to what Gary Vee talked about way back when of jab, 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 right hook. You're giving value. You're not asking for anything in return. So how does that particular strategy help you over the next 3 to 5 days? Because at its core, the Dream 100 is all about relationships. Who already has the prospects that you want to target in their social following, on their email list, on their Twitch channel? As you know, I do a lot with esports. Who already has that audience? That would be my step one. Now, it's very similar to building your Dream 100 list, but the variation that I'm going to have you do here is that you're not going to shoot for the massive people. You're not going to shoot for the people that could double or triple your business in the next 12 months. That's normally the criteria of a Dream 100 relationship. You're going to look for the people that are going to allow you to hit some singles. And I'm going to talk through some examples. I'll just pick some random industries, and I'm going to do something a little different just to kind of keep me on my toes. So I'm going to use one of my favorite apps, obviously, that I've talked about is ChatGPT. I'm doing a podcast, and I want you to give me 5 different examples of businesses in either services industry, retail, that are local businesses in nature that I can use as examples. So we're going to see what it spits out, and I will use these exact ones that it gives me to hold me accountable. I like it. So the first one is neighborhood auto repair shop. Locally owned mechanic offering repairs, oil changes, and inspections. So if I had that particular business and I was building my Dream 100 list, I might be going after some of the biggest used car dealers in the area. I might be going after some of the big brands in the area, for example. I would be going after those whales, they're not selling 20 vehicles, for example. They're selling, 300 vehicles a month. But if we're looking at, okay, how do I need to kind of shake some stuff loose? What are the relationships that I could move the needle with quickly? So maybe instead of getting those long-term, those big contracts, what are a couple of small wins? And there's a little bit of an asterisk here. What I'm looking for you to do is to continue to apply the entire framework, the entire mindset of the Dream 100, and that is being a giver first. What we're not going to do is make those people that you can hit singles with, make that list, and then just go and pitch them right out of the gate. We're still going to, as step one, day one, going to make that list and see what value could we offer these people. So if I had a small auto repair shop, which my brother-in-law happens to own, what I would do is go to the businesses that are literally within half a mile of me, and I would offer 50% off inspections. I'd offer maybe some free air if you want to come over, stop at my shop today. We want to make sure everyone's got plenty of air when you're driving around, so you've got a nice ride. The next 3 days, it's completely free of charge. I'd have a little flyer made up, for example, but I would want to give something that it's not going to cost me a lot of money, but it's just giving a little bit of value. Hey, I'm literally right down the street. I know that we really haven't met, and I would be focusing on businesses in this particular case, because businesses have more than one customer. Maybe there's a little coffee shop down the street. Maybe there's a complimentary business. Like my brother-in-law's auto repair shop, there's a guy right across the street that does, like, I'm trying to think what the phrase is or the type of business, but they enhance vehicles, I guess. Like they lift them up and like put in the big sound systems and the crazy rims and all that kind of stuff. I would literally look at what are the people that are around me that I can just, hey, for the next, 3 days, free air. I'm also giving everyone vouchers. We've got a car wash that's here, completely free of charge. It's my way of giving back to the community. You might say, well, how is that going to then generate some revenue? It's the whole ascension model. When someone comes in the law of reciprocity, you're giving them something of value, something that is free. They're going to feel a little bit bad. They're going to feel a little bit of like, yeah, I should probably do something. Maybe they're going to then get their inspection done that same day. They come in for the air. Well, I know my inspection isn't due for another month, but can you get that taken care of for me? Well, I've been meaning to fix XYZ. Can I get on your calendar and can we get that done? Maybe the people that come in now check out your car wash that you had at your auto body shop also, now they're all of a sudden becoming customers on a regular basis. You started off small, you identified people that are going to be easier wins, and you added some value. Next one was independent coffee shop or cafe. So if I had an independent coffee shop, so I guess they're giving me some good retail ones, I'm selling coffee, selling baked goods. I would literally deploy the exact same strategy, and I would leverage what I already have. I have coffee and I have baked goods. And I would look again at the businesses in the area, and I would give something of value. I would give to the receptionist. I would look at identifying maybe the assistant to the CEO if it's a decent sized company that's in my area. But again, I wouldn't be going for the massive conglomerates in the area unless they're right around the corner. I'd be looking for places that I could deliver a little bit of surprise and delight to. I'd have a handwritten note. This is just to make you smile today. We're located here. We have the best espresso in town. Would love to see you and your employees and customers anytime. We'll make sure that they're all well taken care of and well caffeinated. Again, enjoy these treats on us. You're giving value. You're identifying something that you can move the needle on now. Not that you're going to have to go and plan for the next couple of weeks, or you're going to have to find all the contact information. You're going to have to learn about anything and everything about them. You're able to move that needle quickly. That is the whole exercise here. Let's see what the next one is. Family-owned dance studio or martial arts studio. That's funny because we're getting into the dance studio niche as we speak. So we'll go with dance studios. If you look at the Dream 100, that would be getting in with all the local schools. That will be getting in with complementary businesses like the YMCA, for example, like bigger that they could refer you not just 5 or 10 students, but 200, for example. There's a lot more red tape to getting into a school. What I would look at is going kind of guerrilla marketing style as well. But what works for the martial arts industry, dance studios, that has been proven to work time and time again, and that is free trials. Giving something of value right away. I would look at what are the closest neighborhoods to me. I would have a really amazing flyer that has front and back. Rookie mistake is you don't make a flyer that is one-sided only. Front and back, limited content on it. You have a main call to action, which is probably get 2 weeks free or free classes or whatever you're willing to give that's a little bit above and beyond. And I would either door hanger the neighborhood or put them into their mailboxes. And I would just literally go guerrilla marketing style and get those out there to the neighborhoods that are the closest to me. Now, the other thing that I haven't shared is that this exercise is more about kind of the Dream 100 framework and how can you advance kind of some things that are going to hit singles. There's always hidden marketing assets and hidden tactics that you can do to drive more revenue. That's reactivating lost customers, old customers, upselling current customers, advanced offers, add-on offers, having people prepay, selling gift cards ahead of time. Like there's a lot of those ways, but what I wanted to do in this particular exercise is more around, could you deploy the Dream 100 framework in the next couple of days, but in a different kind of tweaked way? And the answer is yes. Now in that case with the dance studios of flying, to me, that's one of those, it's not necessarily a full-blown Dream 100, that's going and you're canvassing an entire area. But if I continue to use that same mentality of businesses that are around me, and looking at how you could add some value to them. So I might even say, okay, great. Well, I know that there's a preschool that's close by, and you can't typically just walk right into a preschool. But maybe I would direct message the owner and say, I want to establish a long relationship with you. I'd love to have a really cool referral relationship. Now, in the normal way that I teach the Dream 100, you'd be getting them on a podcast, for example. You would be adding more and more and more value. In those instances, I might say, I've got a dance studio right around the corner from you. How can I best help you? What can I best do to help you? Could I get a social media post up today that says, you're right around the corner from this dance studio, you should check them out. What can I do to help you today? Now, the key word in all of that is today. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to advance the relationship rapidly. But I'm keeping the mentality of give first. So if I was trying to drive revenue at the dance studio rapidly this week, outside of all the other kind of, I would label them as standard marketing tactics, the reactivation, and you always have people that you haven't followed up with on an email list, and text messages, and limited time offers, and would I use all that stuff for all these examples? 100%. But if I wanted to also try and start the Dream 100 framework rapidly, I would lower my criteria on what a Dream 100 relationship is, and I would walk into the business. I would send them a direct message on all their social media platforms. I'd pick up the phone. I would see what could we do that is kind of applying a little bit of pressure, that if I was in this situation where I needed to drive revenue now, that is what I would do. Let me grab the last one. What do we got? I feel like this one comes up all the time, but local landscaping and a lawn care business. So if you think of Dream 100 for them, they could be getting into homeowners associations, for example. They could be getting some of the biggest commercial contracts in the area. Like those would be the Dream 100 relationships, where you're going to have to find who owns or runs the HOA, and you're going to have to massage that relationship and go to meetings, and you're going to have to buy coffee and do some of those different things for them. But how, again, if I had a landscaping business and or lawn care, I needed some revenue this week, is there a relationship that I could start to move quickly? What I would probably do is drive around, again, businesses that are within a smaller area. I would still go upstream a little bit. What are some of the businesses in the area where their lawn looks terrible? Overgrown, maybe the weeds are terrible. Like you've seen these YouTube videos where the guy goes in and cleans up people's stuff for free as a way to give back. I would literally go in there and offer to do it completely free of charge. We were driving by, we were just headed to our next job, but we had a couple of hours. I noticed that the lawn in your lot here is really overgrown. Can we do it gratis for you? No strings attached. So Michael, how's that going to generate business? I promise you that after you finish that job, they're either A, going to give you some money for it and say, hey, I mean, at least take $20, for example. Or they're going to say, can you give me a quote to do it for the year? My guy, he no-showed, doesn't seem to be reliable. You guys, came and offered to do this for free without even pitching me. Give first. Small micro wins starts to advance the relationships. It's you getting out into the community. It's looking for a couple of these lower tier places. You're not going to be able to get the HOA contract in 3 days, but could you get a couple of business contracts? Yes. Could you take that down even to a lower level and maybe go around some of these neighborhoods and offer to mow the lawn for free and probably land a couple of residential neighbors? Yes. Get out there, take some action on a lower tier relationship by giving first and moving that relationship, that needle, quickly. Michael Tazner signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'll see you next week.